Hi guys, we are on day 42 and I want to thank all of you that have been following along. It's been quite a journey. There's been a lot of mixture of books. Again, comment down below under the videos what books you like, which ones you didn't like, all that fun stuff. Okay, so close to being done. Day 42. Alright, my cameraman asked to see this one first, so let me get it started and I will close my eyes. I will most likely have it upside down because that just is my track record. Really? Alright. Why is this one so much trickier to open? Okay. Is it upside down?
No, it's the right way.
Well, I did it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights. I've heard about this book. I've never actually read it. I know it's one of the things considered like a classic, and surprisingly, I was an English lit major at college, and we never had to read this book. So, let me see if I think this is a classic like it's supposed to be. Okay. Wuthering Heights. Emily Bronte. It's one of those books I don't want to ever read again. And not for a good reason. It's just this was another one, like a previous one that I had to read that I just could not get into. And I'm going to quickly go over the synopsis on the back. The back says, doomed love. The dark, wild gypsy orphan, Heathcliff, loved only one person on earth. Beautiful, willful Cathy Earnshaw. But Cathy's brother Hindley, the cruel, drunken master of Wuthering Heights, hated and abused the orphan. Their rich neighbors at Thrushcross Grange, Edgar and Linton and Isabella Linton, reviled the boy. They all conspired to force Heathcliff and Cathy apart, first as playmates, then as lovers, and at last to drive Heathcliff away. Years passed. Heathcliff returned a rich man, and found Cathy had married Edgar. Like a sullen demon, the gypsy vowed to rule Wuthering Heights and in the Grange, to plague his tormentors, to relentlessly hound and ruin the Earnshaws, the Lintons, and even their children, until he won back the woman he loved, which would never be, for Cathy was dead. So, the original story of this came out in 1847. This book edition is from 1988, so like the cover and all that would have came from that. And it came from the Salvation Army. That being said, I have a little bookmark in here. At about page 35, for some reason I was having trouble reading out of this. I actually found a free copy of this on my Kindle, and I switched over to that because I was just, even at 35 pages in, having a hard time feeling invested in the story. It just was not, another one of those is not for me. But as I've said before, I'm trying to read everything that Terry gives me. So I put it on my Kindle. That helped a little bit, but it still just felt like it dragged on. There was one time there was a sentence that was long as heck. It's like, and again, I have a thing about sentence length. I like when there's variety. I don't like when one sentence takes up like a whole paragraph space. And the language was different back then, which, again, that does not bother me. I know this is considered like a classic, and I have read plenty of classics in my time. Just a quick, I don't know if I've mentioned this in other videos, but I do have a degree in English literature. I have read stuff like this, even worse than this, all through college. So like, it's not unusual for me to come across stuff where the language is a lot different. I did a lot of Shakespeare then. I did a lot of like, I think Emily Dickinson, all those. I've read every genre there could be, and I still don't like this book. It's like, and I even had a friend that when I said, hey, this is a book I have to read, she's like, oh my god, I hate it. So I'm not the only one. And I would love to hear thoughts down below of somebody that's read it that really enjoyed it. It was just one of those books that I kept waiting for it to be over. And the language was part of it because I think they were like servants. And the way they had some of them speak, I had to read the sentence like 4 or 5 times to get kind of an idea what that person was trying to say, because I could make out some of the dialect they were trying to do, but others it was just no, it wasn't working for me. And I feel bad about that. I really hate when I go in with like, okay, this is going to be good, and as I always do, I start with a 3 rating. This one ended with a 2.75, and even then I might have been a little generous because I just couldn't. And I understand like where it could come off as a classic. Like I said, I get that, but it just felt like it dragged on because it was kind of told from a different person's point of view. Like they were getting told the story of them from this one lady, so that's kind of how it went. And it just, I even tried, guys, to watch like a black and white version of this movie to think, okay, maybe if I see it on screen, I'll pick one of the oldest, movies that did it because they might stick to the story enough. I got like 30 minutes into the movie and said no. So I didn't like it. I would love to know, again, if anyone out there has read this and loved it. Like, what are your thoughts down below? Ugh, I don't know, guys. I'm sorry. But as always, check out the description box for links to my social media and to Terry's YouTube channel. I know she would appreciate it if you pop over there and check out her stuff. And have a great day, and let me know if you've struggled with any books like this lately.